Wookie, we have President of Youthprise.
Joe Stackhouse, Youthprise Board President.
Thompson, Darren Comey, Board Member.
It means to be intentional about ending disparities that's most impacting people in the state of Minnesota.
It means that we allowed space to make decisions around racial equity.
Particularly in the context of Youthprise, it means to take into consideration and acknowledge that there are vast disparities between different racial groups here in the Twin Cities and across Minnesota.
And it means that we have to work together to get this done.
I believe the most unexploited opportunity for the racial equity lens is how racial equity, youth, Minnesota, and entrepreneurship all come together.
I think the most unexploited opportunity is really stepping up and filling in a huge leadership vacuum that's existing in the field.
So we're quickly becoming leaders in the space of adult-youth partnership. And I think the next piece for us is to be leaders in really leading with the youth-adult partnership and a racial equity lens.
It means really thinking, how do we work together as a community to really reclaim our place, our rightful place as a state that cares very deeply about its young people.
And if we can get more youth of color, more young people of color involved in entrepreneurship, particularly around technology, we're going to see a virtuous cycle created where the people that start businesses, create wealth, change industries, are able to give back to their communities.
Is to build our capacity to think in a systematic way and really to allocate the time and the resources for our own professional development as board and staff member.
We just need to allow space for learning. You know, in order to advance this work, it means that we're going to all have to learn together. We're going to have to listen to other perspectives. The other big thing that I think will really help us move forward in this is probably a framework. So being clear on what racial equity means.
It's how to blend making the world a better place while making money. We bring more and more youth, particularly disadvantaged youth, into the world of entrepreneurship. We need to make sure that they understand how to sustainably and responsibly create value and profits.
Isn't it really just stopping and saying, you know, how are we looking at this? If we're to have our racial equity lens on, what would we look at this differently? So I think it's probably just stopping to reflect and ask the question. Over time, then it's going to be to develop a common framework.
It absolutely aligns. We've got 4 different strategies. The first of course is leading through a racial equity lens. The second is leveraging. The third is aligning across the region. And the fourth is growing the role of young people. When I think about those 4, I think about them together.
Unfortunately, there's a strong correlation between the youth who are not thriving and various factors. And I think that the racial equity lens acknowledges those factors, recognizes them, and then attacks them.
Minnesota youth of color are underserved and under-resourced in this area, so putting a racial equity lens on it just allows us to make sure that we really exploit or really emphasize the word all.
We need to eradicate and eliminate those correlations. And that's what the racial equity lens does. It formalizes that with the current Youthprise strategy.
Invest in things that's uplifting, those 4 strategies, then I think we'll get one step closer to really achieving the type of impact that we're looking to get. Leading work around race and equity is not easy work, but it is necessary work. And keeping that at the forefront of our priority list is an absolute must.